Hello and welcome to Ace Run Pro's coverage of the 2020 Hub City Halloween Open in Spartanburg, South Carolina. This event is sponsored by the Great Courses of South Carolina, with coverage by Great Courses and Infinite Discs. This is Vern Weygandt from Great Courses, and I'm joined today by Deann Carey, sponsored by Innova Champion Discs.
Hello, this is the final round, back 9, of the Holston Creek Disc Golf Course. We have our last day feature lead card, which includes Ricky Wysocki, sponsored by Innova, Chris Dickerson, sponsored by Prodigy, Nikko Locastro, sponsored by Westside, and Zach Melton, sponsored by Dynamic Disc.
Yep, this has been a great event thus far. We've had lots of good scoring opportunities out here at Holston. Ricky is one stroke ahead of Chris Dickerson at this point, with Zach Melton just a couple behind him, and then Nikko not far behind at minus 25 and getting a lot of birdies in the middle 9. Hole 19, par 3, 280 feet. This begins our final leg of the event here. This is a straight shot here. Tall grass on the right and left, but the closer you get to the pin, it is guarded by all sorts of trees here, so you got to be really careful how you sneak it in here. I got to think that these guys are probably throwing a putter here.
I would assume so. I mean, it's 280 feet and it goes downhill, so
yeah.
I would think that they would be throwing a putter. Such a great shot from Nikko. He'll be under the basket almost for a birdie look.
Yep, that's exactly how you want to do it. Sneak by the tree. Oh yeah.
Such a good shot.
2 for 2. Here's Ricky.
Like you said, Chris is only one stroke behind Ricky, so I'm very excited to see what this back 9 is going to hold, especially since Chris is coming off the biggest win of his career.
Yeah, no kidding.
At the USDGC. Zach with a little forehand.
Wow. An amazing shot. This is they've got it surrounded at this point.
And 4 basically perfect drives that will hopefully lead us to a star frame.
Yep, cleaning up quite well. Yep, looks like we're ending with a star frame here, as you indicated we might. And not alone on that today, is 30% of the field birdied this hole. We did have a number of bogeys though. Looks like close to 10% bogeyed this hole, so there's trouble to get into here. Looks like we're staying the course here. No score separation yet. Hole 20, par 3, 290 feet. Very similar hole. This time it's going uphill and the basket is off to the left. Couple tight lines here once you get close to the basket, but this hole is what it is. I mean, you're just going to try to put it straight up there and then have it tail off at the end. One of the things I like best about Holston, and it comes into play on the very final holes, is the tall grass that really defines the fairways here. As I know from personal experience, it can be very annoying when you get off into it, but it's still awesome to look at.
Turn over, Nikko. Turn over.
Looks like Nikko listened to Nikko, and he did turn over, and it came back, and he's putting for another birdie.
This hole is 290 feet, but it really plays just slightly above, maybe like 315-ish. Just because it is uphill. You can't really tell it as much from the video, but it's actually a lot more uphill than it looks.
I'm guessing that these guys are probably throwing a driver. Excuse me, a putter here, maybe a mid-range. What do you throw in here?
I throw a Valkyrie just to get it to stand up and ride as far as it can, and then fade at the end.
Oh yeah. Ricky got tangled up in one of those last trees, but I think he's still putting. Honestly, if it's inside 100 feet, Ricky's still putting.
Oh, that was so.
Zach didn't really like that sidearm too much.
Nah.
Looks like he kept it a little low.
Still in the bucket?
He tried to make it go in. Ricky bounces off the top of it. That was a tough tree to get tangled up in.
Good birdie.
Nikko just keeps getting birdies. I feel like Nikko's really in work mode right now because he had that double bogey a number of holes ago. But since then, he's been quiet and just getting birdies left and right.
Nikko's been in the game long enough. He knows what he needs to do, and he's on a mission right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, this is Dave Felberg, the 2008 Disc Golf World Champion, and I'm here today to talk to you about Pro Pool and their training products. I used to be a dipper. Some people are rounders. To break that habit, you need a Pro Pool. You hook it up to a wall or tree, it'll break your habit. New release, practice poles. You put them together, you stick them in the ground, there's a flag on top, you throw around them, help you accuracy, prepare for your tournament without having to go to the course. This has been Dave Felberg with Pro Pool Disc Golf. Go to ProPoolDiscGolf.com and try our products today.
Hole 21. Another par 3, this time 255 feet. This is very similar to a shot we had slightly downhill a couple holes ago. A little bit different look at the basket. This one is super guarded by these trees. There's a small path here on the left. There's actually some gaps on the right hand side too. But it's a little bit of trickery because you want to get it low to stay under the tree limbs, but then the basket is elevated on this mound behind those trees. It's a tough one to get into.
That tree that he hit is definitely one of the guardian trees on this hole. If you don't get just past it or right before it, it can get you in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, neither one of them are sitting in a bad spot. You still can get a birdie there.
Yep.
But it's not the easy birdie that they would like.
Yeah, no kidding. You want to be up on that shelf where the basket's at. Looks like Rick's just going straight at it. Yep, you try to go too far left and those little pokey trees get you. There you go. Right in there, making the cameraman do a dance.
He's going to have a couple of little trees to maneuver around, but
Get in there.
Holy cow.
such a good putt. He almost fell down there.
It's a little dance on the hill. Good run back on this one. Nice, and fancy footwork too.
Another birdie.
Yeah, Dickerson's like, I'll do that same thing.
2 back-to-back run backs.
Classic Dickerson step putt.
He didn't get as fancy on the footwork as Nikko did, though.
And both of those guys were outside behind those trees. Good putts.
Ricky getting the birdie as well.
Mm-hmm. No run back for Ricky, but he wasn't quite as blocked as the other guys were.
Let's see if Melton's going to make it for a star frame.
Wow. If you would have asked me before I watched this, I would have said, I don't know about a star frame on this one. That doesn't seem very likely. But it certainly happened. Let's see. Yeah, we had about 35% birdies on that hole today.
Looks like somebody got something stuck in a tree. They're just taking a little break.
Are we ready?
They keep yelling Raven, so I'm going to guess it's Ray Newsom up there. All right, 34, 35 at the top, but then Nikko and Zach just sneaking up on him. Hole 22, par 3, 360 feet. This is one that you've got a couple different choices here. You've got a tight opening here to get through, and it'll take you straight towards the basket. But if you go up ahead, if you go up over the trees, then that could pop you right down in the middle.
I think a lot of the MPO players with the bigger arms are going to go over top of the trees because you can get the most distance that way.
Yeah.
Get over it. Get lucky.
And that tree that Nikko hits, one of the better misses on the hole.
Yeah, because if you throw it too low and you clip any of those trees on the right, you're going to end up in a world of trouble.
Stuck behind that little tree, but...
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Let's see what kind of a putt he has from there. Ricky following suit.
Looks like this might be wide enough to... Yep,
That works.
he's got a putt.
Oh no. See ya. Good.
That'll be okay.
Luckily, if you're having to approach from back there, there is that little ditch right there behind the basket that helps catch.
Mm-hmm. When you're back there throwing at it, though, it seems a lot worse than it is, but you get up there like, oh, okay, I can hang out with that. Dickerson, a little bit more of a look than I thought.
Sidearm throw to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
See if he can make his par putt.
Boom.
Of course.
He just threw it outside the circle so he could do the step putt, that's all.
If you're 25, I think you Rick.
Right on.
I'm at mini. I think
See if we can clean up this birdie putt here. Yep. This hole actually played pretty decent on the day. Excuse me. It actually played exactly as a par 3 with no over/under. But not a gigantic amount of birdies on the hole today. We had AJ Carey, Corey Ellis, Ben Gossett, Thomas Grigg, Rick Huber, Jeremy Colling, Cameron Messerschmidt, Brian Prana, Paul Ulabari, and Ricky Wysocki, as you just saw. But from this point, we've just about seen the last of the short woody holes. And now we go into different territory. Now Holston becomes a completely different type of course, as we've got a lot of long holes, open holes, with danger on every side. As you can see here from the drone footage, all of the holes coming up here between here and the end are signified by OB on the left and right with the tall grass, and even behind the basket in most instances. This is actually a really cool one because the basket's elevated on this mound. I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but there are a couple hawks that live out here and will perch themselves up on top of the basket. Did not sneak back in.
With Ricky going out of bounds, the other guys on the card really need to put their foot on the gas pedal here.
Mm-hmm. Little air bump, but
Such a good shot from Nikko.
a little bit outside the circle there.
As you were saying, these last few holes are, I feel like, some of the most challenging holes on the course, just because they're wide open. You have OB on both sides, basically on all of the end of the holes.
Mm-hmm.
And the wind.
Oh, yeah.
The wind gets brutal out here.
I feel like the design of this part, you've spent so much time throwing technical shots inside the woods, and you're like, finally, I'm going to grip it and rip it, but it suckers you into that, because then maybe you overcook it. Looks like we had 3 of the 4 land inbounds here.
And Ricky threw it up there, so hopefully he can just lay up and take his par.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that seems like what he will do right here.
Look at that flag on top of there. This one can sucker you in. You're like, all right, I'm down here, but then the basket is raised on this mound. Do you really want to go for it?
And also, you have to be very careful with your upshot, because you can think you have a really good upshot and it rolls away.
Yep. Viewers will notice these guys tried to just set it down on that mound there. Unfortunately, Zach hit the band on that one. There you go.
Nice little tailwind putt for a par.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. That upshot is so important. Even if you have a spectacular drive, you do not want that thing to get on edge on that mound.
On holes like this, you have to be very strategic, especially on your upshots, because the really, really windy holes, you really don't want to be putting into a headwind.
Oh, that's right.
And so you really want to be like, I want to land here to give you a tailwind putt.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see when Ricky putted, his disc almost spit back out at us.
Yeah. Hole 24, par 4, 575 feet. This is another hole it's the opposite of the other one. This one's playing downhill, but you have grass, tall grass on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. You have 2 sand bunkers that nothing to worry about with these guys. Are just kind of obstacles in the way. But then you have a pinched off green down here, with OB still all the way around the basket. So let's see how these guys do on this one. Oh, that means he... No.
Oh, that was not a good roll.
Man, you got to be kidding me. I mean, that was a... I feel bad for Nikko there. That was a great shot, and just hit that mesh thing there. Dickerson just unleashes. Holy cow, he is down there on the green in one shot. Ricky hanging it wide to the right. Yep, he's in the fairway, and he's got a good upshot coming in front of him.
Such a good shot.
Yep, Zach answers exactly what Ricky did. Some Ricky fandom going. And Chris. And Nikko.
Where's Zach's flag?
That's what I was just wondering. I guess this guy needs more kids.
This is looking pretty good. It needs to stable up.
And it just gets...
Okay. Stayed in bounds.
Yep, that will putt from where he was at.
Ricky coming from a knee.
That's interesting. He's worried about the height there. Uh-oh.
But whatever you got to do to get it down there.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, if he gets results like that, get on the knee all day. Oh, man, so close. Excellent run at it.
What are you doing, bud?
A good birdie. Another good birdie. Save that bogey there. And Dickerson's got his little look here for the bird.
This hole is crazy to think 3 birdies on one card.
Right. There were a decent amount of birdies today. Dickerson, Bruce Howland, Wes Malney, Zach Melton, Messerschmidt, Jake Mon, Clayton Pakala, Luke Sampson, Walter Satcher, Ryan Valdez, Peter VB, Ricky Wysocki, and one monstrous eagle from Paul Ulibarri. That's amazing.
I don't even know how you would get down there.
So, hole 25 here. There are actually 2 routes to get to the basket, and we cut off the one on the left-hand side, so the players are going to the right. This should be just a super monster hyzer around to the basket. To clean up here, just got to beat a number of trees. So let's see how these guys doing it.
This is another one where I'm thinking everybody's going to go over the top.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few trees up there that you really want to miss. Chris just showed you one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this doesn't fade out hard. Looks like he'll join the other 2.
Mm-hmm. Looks like everybody's pretty much up at about the same spot.
like we might have to see some scrambling.
Mm-hmm. So, with the distance here, 435 feet, and the difficulty, do you feel like this one for the MPO is a par 4, or do you think this is just a tough par 3?
That's tough to say because I don't think that it played over par for the men. I could really honestly see that it's a really tough par 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have, I mean, they all let theirs out just a little too wide.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But if you're inside just a little more, you have that easy shot to the basket.
Yeah, that's true. Chris making a run at the eagle there.
It's a good birdie from Ricky.
Yep. Because all of these guys were in no man's land over there. It could have gone a whole different direction. Good birdie from Zach.
Yeah, I honestly feel like it's a softer par 4 because almost every single one of them had to scramble,
Yeah,
and they got a 3.
that's true. And you got to think maybe just a little bit different angle. You would have had some eagle looks. There were no eagles on the day, but a good number of birdies, and it played slightly under par. All right, here we go. Par 5, 870 feet. This is the toughest hole on the course, bar none, for every division, every field. And it's just a matter of staying in bounds the entire way. This thing snakes through the tall grass to the left, to the right, and back to the left. And the closer it gets to the green, it tightens up the fairway. And then, to make matters worse, you've got a sand ring and a mound around the basket. And that plays, it plays rough up around there. So there's all sorts of danger all the way to the basket. Two for two inbounds.
That wide hyzer just scares me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, unfortunately.
Because you're having to tee from all the way back there if you don't make it over like that.
That is right. Yep. Same shot.
Go.
Oh,
Fun times.
just that wind.
And this is a prime example of why I believe this is the hardest hole on the course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I guess I'll take it from up there.
At least he does get to move forward on this one. Turning over enough.
Just barely.
A little wrong color flag there, but she's like, oh no, it's green. Now, on a hole like this spotting, I guess you just get used to putting up the red flag most of the day.
Are you serious, dude?
Oh man,
I guess I'll take it from up there.
so many traps. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
Such
we
a
go.
good shot from Nikko.
Yep. Holy cow. That is amazing.
Hurry, please.
Getting that far on your second shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's way too much. Dang.
And that might track OB. Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately. Thanks again to all the people that spotted for this event. We had a good army of spotters on all the courses. They did just an amazing job. Not only local disc golfers, but folks from Spartanburg Parks volunteered.
Looks like Nikko is in that hazard area, so he will play it from there, but he'll take a stroke.
Is he on the mound? Oh, wow.
I believe he's on the mound.
Wow. Ricky and Dickerson are just making this hole. That's amazing. The only other time I've heard or seen this hole played anywhere near as well was a couple years ago. We hosted US DGC doubles qualifier out here, and two guys, Ben Gossett and Justin Peeler, they eagled this hole, and it was crazy. One smash off the tee, and then a thumber, and then putted it in.
That's ridiculous. Speaking of eagles, I don't believe there were any in the MPO field,
No.
but the FPO field does play from a shorter tee pad, and
Right.
we had two eagles.
Oh, who's that?
Myself and Taylor Kramer got the
Holy
eagle
cow.
on this hole.
That's still monstrous throwing right there. I mean, the short pad cuts off a little bit of the distance, but all the danger is still there, and it's awesome job.
Nice bird.
Yep, good birdie on this one. Not many birdies at all. One, this AJ Carey guy got one. You might know him. Dickerson, Wes Monty, Jake Bond, David Weaver, and Ricky Wysocki all got birdies on that hole on a 4. This is, yeah, a super tough hole. Played a stroke and a half above par. Par 5 played at 6.39, so just super difficult. And here we are coming up to the last hole. Ricky Wysocki 39 under, Dickerson 37. So tight here to the end. This is the another one of the feature holes of the course. You're throwing from the top of a hill over a pond, and the basket's right on the side of the opposite side of the pond. So this is a tricky one. Many discs have gone to their death in this pond over the years.
And the MPO field, especially the sleep card, they're definitely going for the eagle on this hole.
Oh yeah, you know they're pushing it. And with two strokes separating the leaders here.
Go, just go over, please.
Ricky's pink disc. I'm wondering if that's one of his T-Bird 3s. Holy cow, are you kidding me?
Guys.
Looks like he's setting up pretty nice for the eagle.
Yep, that's a highlight reel. See out the tree. Oh, nice skip, and he answers Ricky exceptionally well.
That needs to get up.
Skip off the water.
Oh, looks like Nikko's going with a high route.
Mm-hmm.
Go in. Go.
Wow.
And we got 3 in eagle range.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed the floating advertisement. That was a really good touch.
Yeah, one of our local guys with Parks and Rec, Jonathan Smith, also a disc golfer, he got this crazy idea and put it together, and then actually took one of the little boats out there and sunk it in. Nice eagle by Dickerson to end the tournament. Nikko with an eagle.
Three eagles on the last hole of the tournament. How many tournaments
Your
can you say
2020
that
Hub
happened?
City Halloween
no
Open
kidding.
presented by Great Courses of South Carolina winner, Ricky Wysocki.
And Ricky, now a hometown boy in Campobello, South
We'll
Carolina,
have a trophy ceremony. If y'all join
bringing
me
home the win here.
It'll throw you in the legs that time.
Yeah, I don't know about jumping in the lake this time of the year. Congrats to Ricky Wysocki for winning this event here. I want to give a special shout out to Evan Scott, who was on the lead card the very first day, actually battled back for 4th out of all this stuff. So he beat a lot of big name folks here. Yeah, amazing tournament here. I'm very thankful for all the pros that came out to play, not on MPO, especially FPO. We had an excellent FPO field this year. We had an amazing MP40 field with Barry Schultz taking down the win there, and Ellen Widboom taking the win in the FPO. Thanks to the Great Courses of South Carolina, Infinite Disc Pro Pool for supporting the coverage here and supporting Ace Run Pro. And thanks to Ace Run Pro, especially for coming up here from Georgia and providing coverage for us. It's been awesome. Thanks to the patrons of Ace Run Pro for supporting Ace Run Pro. I've said this before, but if you have some extra funds, supporting disc golf coverage is a great use of the funds. We enjoy a lot of free disc golf coverage in this sport, and we don't get that unless we support these guys. So if you can and have the means, please support through Patreon. For Ace Run Pro, like, subscribe, and follow them. Good folks down there doing good work. Thank you to my co-commentary person, Deann Carey. And this is Vern Weygandt, and we'll be seeing you.